Blog Talk Radio.
Hi everyone. Hi everybody. Hi everyone. Welcome to the show. Joycelyn Linton. This is Joycelyn Linton coming into the higher calling. And I'm just going to start off with the song, Be Thou My Vision. And we'll continue.
Be thou my vision, O Lord, my heart, not be all else to me, save that thou art, thou my best thought, by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my life. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true love. I ever with thee, and thou with me, Lord. Thou my great Father, I thy true Son. Thou in me dwelling, and I thee one. Be thou my battle shield, sword for the fight. Be thou my dignity, thou my delight, thou my shelter, thou my light. Raise thou me heavenward, O thou my path. Riches I heed not, nor man's empty praise. Thou mine inheritance, now and always. Thou only, first in my heart. High King of heaven, my treasure, High King of heaven, my victory won. May I reach heaven's joys, oh bright heaven's sun. Heart of my own heart, ever evolve. Still be my vision, O ruler of all.
Yes, ruler of all, be thou my vision. So, folks, good morning, and thank you and welcome to the show. This is Joycelyn Linton coming into the higher calling, and today's date is the 19th of the 5th, 2016, and that's in here in the UK. We got the 19th day of the 5th month of May, 2016. And the time is 08:13. Hey, I mean, this is the allocated time in the heavens, because I work under the schedules of the heaven and not according to the mind of man right now. And so the numbers I'm seeing, the odds are coming up at me. The odds are coming up. So I'm going to say that we're working with the false truth. We're working with the false truth. But it's not a bad false. It's a good false. It's a good false. So I'm working under the schedules of the heavens, and I've come to realize that. As I said, I have issues in keeping up with man's timing. But for some reason, I am accurate. I am spot on any occasion that takes place in the heavens. And how do I know that? Because as I surface the different timelines, the Facebook, looking at the news, it just, plus the heavens will bring that situation into my notice. So I will realize that I'm accurate when I say something or when I prophesy. It is precise to what's taking place, whether it's the astrological arrangements of the stars in the heavens, in the cosmic, or if it's a particular auspicious time. And that amazes me because I'm not conscious of it. In this present speech I'm giving to you, as I'm speaking to you, I'm not conscious of being on time with the cosmics, with the heavens. I am not conscious of being right on schedule. But there appears to be another part of me that is conscious, another part of me that has that awareness of what's taking place in the high heavens, in the universe, in the cosmic, and it comes through in the language that I speak to you all. And there are those who are also in tune, can recognize what I'm saying. They recognize it, and yet I'm not recognizing it until it comes into my notice, and I say, wow, who am I? Who am I that I can say these things in such accuracy? And I recall in 2004 that definitely the Lord spoke to me and said that I'm his messenger, and I'm a poor messenger. And it took me the other day to realize that blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So, but in the year 2004, around my home, I kept coming up with letters, statements. 2004, because I did a clear out the other day, probably about a year or two. And all I kept coming up with was the year 2004. And I'm like, why do I have all this letters and statements and everything just coming up at me in the house? 2004, in the home, 2004. And I was just kind of taken back, but I left it until I realized that, it came up as I was surfing the timelines, that 2004 was a significant time of all time, for many hundreds or thousands of years, that the moon came to be the closest it ever was to the earth. The closest it ever was to the earth. And at that particular time, the Lord stirred me to go forward. Go to the Houses of Parliament and speak to them. Go to the health governors, the health service governors, and speak to them. Go to the educational board and speak to them. And speak to the people of the earth my message. And of recently, I've realized that it wasn't me who would actually be speaking the words. It would be the Lord. He will speak through me. He was using me as his, can I say the word, chosen vessel. The Lord was going to speak to me. And how dare I thought at the time that I was able to go to the Houses of Parliament, and I did. I did think, how dare. I did think it. How dare I think that the Lord instructs me to go, and yet I'm thinking I'm not able. Of course, I'm the flesh. In this reasoning consciousness, of course I'm not, because I'm reasoning like man. I've got the calculation of man in me. So yes, I made a fair verdict when I said no. But there's another part of me that didn't realize that it's not going to be you, Joycelyn. It's not going to be you. It's the Lord. Where's your faith? You go to church enough, you pray enough with the people, you get up in the morning and meditate. Where's your faith? It's not you. It's the Lord who will use you. It's the Lord who will speak through you. And I begin to wonder and say, well, where is that bridge between this inner mind and this outer mockery mind? How is it that I didn't realize that the Lord's voice had more significance in me than, or shall I say, the word of the Lord has more significance in me than man's word? And again, the Lord is telling me to do art. And I'm having an issue in settling down to do the art. And I know when I do draw, it looks good. But I don't see it looking good now. It's sometime later. When I look at it, I say, oh, that's look good. And I realize, oh, I did that. But as I draw it, it never looks good to me as I draw it. I have to see it a long time afterwards. And then I say, wow, that looks good. And I remember when I was doing art at school, the art teacher said to me, you're very good at lines. There's just something about you when you draw lines. And then he said, you're also good at color. You're good at color blending, you see. But since then, I had a prophesying caller tells me that the line drawing and the color, it will bring deliverance upon people. And yet, thank you. I have a guest that has signed in. Thank you very much, guest too. So, but yet I'm having an issue in settling down and drawing or painting. And I'm questioning this link. I'm questioning why is this happening to me? Why can I not connect the two in this consciousness that I'm in? And then the other night I woke up and I spoke to the Lord, and he's dialoguing with me, and I feel quite good because he dialogued with Jeremiah. And the Lord said to me, it's because you're putting man's word over my word. That's what's resonating in this mind. But I need you to shift from this mind of man and come into my mind of God. Okay? He said something was said to you in your early years when you were at school doing your art. And somebody made a comment on the art, and it's resonated in your mind ever since. And when I thought back, I said it's true, because I haven't done art. I haven't done art since I left school. I did go to some classes to do graphics, and they would graphics art, and they would give us topics, and we had to design. And people were just coming out with some good designs, and I didn't like the design that I was coming out with, the ideas that was coming through on me. So it wasn't like everybody else. So silly me, stopped go to the graphics design, because they were coming out with some real caricatures and some funny ideas. And I don't know, I was just coming out with something completely different. So I said, well, I must be an odd sock here. And again, whatever was said to me, it had put a discouragement in me. So I have not really done art. I've tried again a few times, and I've gone to some art classes. And I remember, everyone's painting away, and I'm sitting there looking at the paper, trying to dabble something with the pencil and the paintbrush. And the art teacher came over to me and she says, this is a painting class. It's not a drawing class. Use the paintbrush. Use the paintbrush and paint something. So after she said that to me, this is not a drawing, this is art. Use the paintbrush. I took up the paintbrush and I began to draw what I saw in the picture. And I as I did it, I felt something, a radiation just trickle through me. I felt something just come right down upon me. It was a really funny sensation that just came through me. And then the teacher came by and she goes, oh, she goes, that's good. She goes, oh, that's really nice, And I looked again, and all I could see was I just sloshed the paint. I was looking at, it was basically like a weeping willow that was hanging over some waters. And there was rocks and some trees in the background, and a bank there, and the water was just running over